Good morning, students. So today we will start the topic of generation of impulse voltage in the chapter of generation of high voltage. So first we will see what is impulse voltage. So we can say impulse voltage, it is a peak, very high peak rise in the voltage, and it will, after the rise, it will decrease gradually or very slowly. So we can say that impulse voltage, it will rise rapidly and maximize from increase from the peak. Okay, so transient over voltages due to lightning and switching surges cause steep buildup of voltage on transmission lines and other electrical apparatus. It is therefore necessary to generate this kind of transient over voltages in laboratories so as to check our protective system. So why we generate the impulse voltage? To check our protective system, that how much voltage, how much impulse voltage it can withstand for certain time period, right? These transient over voltages are of impulse voltage type, impulse type. Impulse voltage is the large voltage generated within a very small time period. A typical impulse voltage waveform we can see here, 10 to 90% time period is called as front time or rise time. Okay, T1 we can say T1 from 10% to 90% is called rise time or front time. After the wave front time of an impulse wave is the time taken by the wave to reach its maximum value starting from zero value, and T2 is called the fall time or tail time, right? The tolerance allowed in the rise and tail time are plus or minus 30%, and for rise time plus or minus 30%, and for tail time or fall time plus or minus 20%. Here the impulse wave is represented mathematically as V equal to V naught exponential of minus alpha t minus exponential of minus beta t. Now what is an alpha beta? It is shown that lightning over voltage can be represented by this expression. Lightning over voltages or impulse wave, anything can be expressed with this mathematical equation. According to Indian standard specification, the impulse voltage is defined as 1.2 per 50 microsecond and 1000 kilovolt. So standard specification of impulse voltage is 1000 kilowatt. Thus 1.2 per 50 microsecond and 1000 kV wave represent as an impulse voltage wave with a front time of 1.2 microsecond and fall time to 50% peak value of 50 microsecond and peak value of 1000 kilowatt. The wave front time is specified as 1.25 times, that is T2 minus T1. What is here T2 and T1? T1 is time to reach 10% of peak value. T2 time for the wave to reach to its 90% of the peak value. Okay. The tolerance allowed in the peak value is plus or minus 3%. Now the circuit, we will see circuits for producing impulse waves. A double exponential waveform of the type mentioned in equation may be produced in the laboratory with a combination of series RLC circuit under covered overdamped conditions or by the combination of two RC circuits. So different equivalent circuits that produce impulse wave are given in figure. Circuit shown in first is limited to model generators only. In commercial generators, employed circuit shown in this one, then this, or we can also impulse waveform produced by this for commercial generator. Okay. So this one is model generator. So first capacitor C1, सभी में कैपेसिटर C1 है, राइट. फर्स्ट कैपेसिटर इज C1. So what is it? Capacitor C1 and C, or we can say C1 is also C, of the generator charge from a DC source to a suitable voltage which cause discharge through the sphere gap. The capacitor C1 may consist a single capacitance, in which case the generator is known as single stage generator. Alternatively, if C1 is the total capacitance of a group of capacitors charged in parallel and then discharged in series, it is then known as multi-stage generator. Okay, if we only used one capacitance, then it will call as single generator, and if we use combinations of capacitors which are charged in parallel and then discharged in series, then it will be known as multi-stage generator. The value of the circuit elements like L or R or R1, R2, C2 or any other combinations determines the shape of the output impulse voltage. So whatever we did combination with the resistance, capacitance or inductance, it will affect the shape of our impulse voltage. So we will see now the analysis to help in evaluating the circuit parameters for achieving a particular wave shape of the impulse voltage. So let's consider figure 1. Okay, we have C1, inductor L and resistor R. So the current through the load resistor R will be given by this: V equal to 1 upon C for a time period 0 to t I dt plus R into I plus L into di by dt, because all these components are connected in series. Now with initial condition at t equal to 0, current will be 0 and net charging in the circuit charge Q will be also 0. So we will take the Laplace transform of the above equation. It will be V upon S equal to 1 upon Cs plus R plus L into S of I of S. We take the common I from all these three equations. Okay. Now we will subject the I of S and we will get this equation. V by L and the whole term will be in downside. 1 upon S2 plus RFS by L plus 1 upon LC. So we divided L from all these three. Now the voltage across the resistor, which is output voltage, it will be given as V0 of S equal to IR, I of S into R, and whatever we determined here V0 of S, we put I of S value in this equation. Okay, now the roots of equation is S square plus R of S by L plus 1 upon LC are first one alpha and second one is beta. These are two roots. Okay, minus R upon 2L plus under root of R by 2L square minus 1 upon LC. Okay. So first we will see the condition. We need overdamped condition. So for overdamped condition, the R upon 2L should be greater than or equal to 1 upon under root of LC. So the solution of equation for V naught t will be V into R upon 2L divided by R by 4L square minus 1 upon LC whole under root, and exponential of minus alpha t minus exponential of minus beta t. So this term v into r by 2l, it whole we can say it is a v naught. Okay, so v naught and into exponential of minus alpha t minus exponential of minus beta t. Now the sum of the roots. So alpha plus beta, right here alpha plus beta, it will be came as minus r by l 2 times of minus r by 2l. So it will say as minus r by l, and the product of the roots will be 1 upon LC, right, product of the roots. Okay. So the wave front and the wave fall time are controlled by changing the value of R and L simultaneously with a given generator capacitance C. So choosing a suitable value for L, inductance, beta or the wave front time is determined, and alpha or the wave tail time is controlled by the value of resistor in the circuit. So beta is a wave front time and alpha is a wave tail time or fall time. The only advantage of these circuits is simplicity, but it also have some disadvantages. First one is wave shape control is not flexible and independent. The basic circuit is altered when a test object, which will be mainly capacitive in nature, is connected across the output. Hence wave shapes get changed with the change of test objects. So the other circuits we already see are preferred. So now we will do the analysis of other 3 circuits, right. Other circuits have resistance and capacitance across the system. Okay, so let's see the other. Okay, so the most commonly used configuration for impulse generator is the circuit which we shown here, these two. Okay, so the advantage of this circuit are that the wave front and wave tail time are independently controlled by changing either R1 or R2 separately. Secondly, the test object which are mainly capacitive in nature from part C2. Okay, so these two are main advantages. So let's now configuration this. The output voltage across C2 will be V naught of t equal to 1 upon C2 integration of 0 to 2 t I2 dt. Now performing Laplace, so it will give 1 upon C2s into I2 of s equal to V naught of s, where I2 is the current through CT only. Okay, so taking the current through C1 as I1 and its transformed value of I of s equal to R2 divided by R2 plus 1 upon C2 of s into I1 of s. Okay, so it will be given as this. Now we will take I1 of s. So I1 of s equal to V by s, we subject the I1 of s and we get this 1 upon whole 1 upon C1 of s plus R1 plus R2 into 1 upon C2 of s divided by R2 plus 1 upon C2 of s. Here the R2 and C2 of s term is represent the impedances of the parallel combination of R2 and C2, right. the substitution of I1 of S, we will put this I1 of S substitution in V0 of S, so it will give the equation like this. Okay, so let's simplify it and rearrange it. So we can take common V upon R1 into C2. Okay, so it will be give us the equation like this. So V divided by 1 upon R1 into C2, and in the bracket 1 upon S square plus 1 upon C1 R1 plus 1 upon C2 R2 plus 1 upon C2 R1 of S plus 1 upon C1 C2 R1 and R2. Okay, so the root of these equations are found from the relation of alpha and beta, and the products and summation of alpha and beta are like this. Okay, so the S term will be say as alpha plus beta, and the last term will be come as production of two roots. Okay, so let's take inverse transform of V0 of S. It will be give us time domain equation, and time domain equation represent as V0 of t equal to V divided by R1 into C2 into alpha minus beta and exponential term of minus alpha t minus exponential term of minus beta t. So usually here 1 upon C1 R1 and C2 R2 are very small compared to 1 upon R1 into C2, so we can neglect that. So alpha is nearly equal to 1 upon R1 C2 and beta will be nearly equal to R2 1 upon R2 C1. Okay, so let's conclude it. So the following a similar analysis, it can be shown that the output voltage for the figure which shown in second circuit will be V0 of t equal to this whole term V into C1 R2 alpha beta divided by beta minus alpha and the exponential term. Here alpha and beta are the roots of the equations. The approximate value of alpha and beta will be given as 1 upon R1 into C2, and for beta 1 upon R2 into C1 are valid for this circuit also. Okay. So now we already see the single circuit and we did the analysis of the single circuit. In next lecture we will see the multi-stage impulse generator of Mach circuit.